where you are in camp, and what you expect between now and next week?
Well, we keep moving forward. I think the players have done a great job trying to improve. It's been we're pretty healthy in our two deep, getting some guys back. So been pleased overall with their effort, their willingness to learn and keep developing. So it's always a work in progress, and so, but overall we got probably somewhere 70-80% of our defense in, and they've retained it pretty well. They work hard at trying to understand the concepts, and you just got to keep pushing forward and keep improving, and it's been a really fun group to work with.
You mentioned Deshawn Moss as someone who was breaking out last week. How has he looked this week?
Deshawn's done a good job. It's like, he keeps working, on his fundamentals, and, starting to, understand the nuances of our defense, and, where his help is, how to play each individual technique, how to adjust formations. That's always a constant progression with all our players, but he's starting to understand our defense better and better, and has done a good job covering.
Yeah, you had the scrimmage this past Saturday. What were some of the positives and negatives that you saw from the defense during the scrimmage, stuff that you want to clean up?
Well, I think just our overall execution wasn't as clean as it needed to be, but first time in that situation, I thought it was a great learning experience for all our players. I thought we benefited from it tremendously. Just knowing the situations in a game, down in distance, where they're at on the field, all those things I think are important in just playing play. So when you're in a game, you got to understand where you're at in the game and what that particular situation is. And so I thought we got a lot from it. And, again, our players are, they've retained a good bit. We've thrown a tremendous amount of defense at them, and they continue to work at trying to refine it. But it's, we just got to keep pushing ourselves forward, and getting better at missed assignments. Too many missed assignments, lack of execution in certain areas. Guys going the wrong way. So communication's always big early on, and guys have a hard time verbalizing things when they're not confident in what they're doing. So just keep building the confidence and understanding of what we're trying to do.
Obviously, you had to coach against the offense during the scrimmage. Which one of those quarterbacks looked the most ready to you during that scrimmage, and which one showed the most development over camp?
Oh, I don't pay a lot of attention to who's that quarterback. We have enough to worry about defensively and trying to get communication adjustments in. So I don't pay a lot of attention to that. That's for them to worry about. We have enough stuff to figure out on our side of the ball.
So single what do you think that number kind of represents, especially to your guys in the defense?
Well, I think a lot of it is, our guys are, been pretty reliable. The guys that we've counted on and done a good job, doing things we've asked, what coach wants them to do. So, they're very good players. They've been consistent forces in the program, and I think that's what coach is trying to reward, and that's always a good thing. Players have to earn their way, and I think certainly all these guys have shown that their willingness to do the right things and play the game the right way.
There are 3 different players in the inside linebacker group that earned the single-digit number. What does that say about the depth of that group?
Well, I think that's been a really positive group. I think they work hard. Coach Thompson prepares them well. So they've done a really good job. I think getting Kiki back has really stabilized the group, gives us another player that has played at this level and knows how to play. But the other kids have played They all played well. They played hard. They played fast. So, you know, it's another really solid group of players.
Have there been any other standouts in the cornerback room that look like they could break out?
Oh, I think all of them. You know, Smoke has done a good job, and McCutcheon has done well. So they've all improved. I think Ashton McNeil's improved. So they're all getting better. So just got to keep moving forward.
Mike, has some young guys in camp emerged to make you feel a little better about your depth going?
Well, I think, you know, Courtney McBride's a kid that's really shown flashes that, you know, the amount of stuff we've thrown at him, his retention has been really good. His ability to take things to the field has been really good. So he's a guy that, you know, has really been impressive in camp for us. So that'd be one guy I see as a young guy that can, you know, definitely, you know, help us in some areas.
What are you telling your guys, if you haven't told them already, about, you know, game one against UF at the big game, against an offense that can put up some points? What are you telling your team about that?
Nothing. Just, you know, play one play at a time. Do your job. You know, they're not going to call anything different that we haven't called hundreds of times here. So just got to, you know, go in and play and do what they're, you know, coached to do. So can't. It's just it's a game like any other, and you know, the environment's a little different, but you can't let that, you know, affect, you know, what you're doing. And if you're worried about that and that bothers you, then you're not focused on, you know, what you need to do to be effective in the game, and that's really all we'll concentrate on, what we need to do to be effective.
Yeah.
I think we have made progress in the last week. I think we had one scrimmage last Saturday where we got a chance to go into the stadium and play under the lights and do some things like that, and put us in a game type situation. I think we got some good work there, improved. We're working on the fundamentals and the details and all the things that go into putting together a good offense that we can take throughout the season and be good at. So that's been good. I think certain players or certain skill guys that we have are making plays in certain situations, and they're getting better and getting more comfortable with their role. So I think overall, as a unit, I think we're getting better. I think I'm really pleased, and you know, we're really pleased with the coaching staff with where our offensive line is and the growth and the improvement that they made over the fall camp. So I'm actually pretty pleased and happy to get going into the next part of our fall camp, which will be getting ready for our first game, which is coming up.
How has Nick Chauncey developed since the two new quarterbacks came in and the competition started heating up? How has he looked through the first 2 weeks of camp?
Well, I think Nick has done a decent job. I think he's improved from the spring. I think he's getting more comfortable with some of the stuff that we're doing, making good decisions. But all the quarterbacks are getting better. I think we've got 4 quarterbacks that are getting reps, and I think they're all getting better. They're all improving. They're all different. And you know, we're trying to utilize their skill sets and put them in the best situations for each and every individual. But I think they're all improving, and Nick's done a good job also.
You know, talking to Coach Stoops with the defense and what he's seen at the scrimmage, what have you seen from the offense at the scrimmage? Is there some positives you've seen? Is there some negatives you've seen that you want to get cleaned up as we head into?
Well, I think one area that we wanted to improve in was our physicality, and being a more physical offense, being more physical in the run game, and getting behind our pads more, and finishing plays, finishing blocks, doing those things. And I think that's one area that we really wanted to focus on. I think we got better at. We wanted to get better in our passing game also, and work on our timing and our spacing and quarterback drops, and making sure that our timing and rhythm is where it needs to be. So those have been areas of emphasis that we really tried to get better at, and then just continue to work on situational football. You know, work on red zone, work on third down, work on 2-minute offense, all those different things that go into a football game. I think we tried to focus on those types of things as well. So I think overall, I think we've gotten better.
Johnny Ford was one of the single-digit honorees. What has he shown during camp that has made him one of the players deserving of that honor?
Well, Johnny Ford's a good athlete. He's a playmaker. He's a smart football player. He understands football well. He put him on the field, he makes plays. And so I'm not into who gets a single digit or who doesn't get a single digit and why. That's something that Coach Taggart controls, and that's something that he can talk about. But I like where Johnny Ford is. I like where a lot of the other backs are. So he's done a good job and he's improved. But I'm happy with the group.
With the quarterback room, obviously, it's been a huge talk through the offseason. Is there a guy that stands out, or do you think everything's been equal, not really a starting guy just yet?
Well, I think they've all gotten reps and they've all improved. And now it's a situation where Coach Taggart, myself, and some of the other coaches can sit down and then we got to narrow it down, and he has to make that decision. Coach Taggart will finalize all that and tell you guys who the starting quarterback is going to be. That's not my decision to make. All I do is coach each and every one of those guys individually, and then try to help them improve as quarterbacks individually.
We were talking also to Tiger about his son and what he's done through the offseason going into the game one. What have you seen from your son specifically, and what he's improved maybe going into the season?
Well, like I said, he's improved also. I mean, I got 4 guys that I coach, and he is one of them. And he's made improvements, he's made strides, and gotten better through the fall camp. So I'm pleased with where he is, but he's one of the other guys. So I coach him just like I coach everybody else, and I'm happy with his improvement just like I am all the other guys.
Legente Wester is a wide receiver that all the quarterbacks have been raving about. What have you been seeing from him that's been putting him above a lot of other guys during camp?
Well, he's competitive. I mean, he's a guy that goes to work each and every day. He competes. He practices hard. He makes plays, and he's just done a good job of just showing up each and every day and being where his feet are. And that's what I'm happy with. He's learning how to become a better practice player. This is going to make him a better football player in the game. And he's young, but he's forming more of a consistent work habit, which is good.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.